What's going on, everyone? This is the Preacher Man, and today is November the 11th, 2016. And right about now, you guys are going to check out my video review of the PlayStation 4 Pro. As usual, I have my notes on my iPhone, so let's get to it, shall we? Alright, the PlayStation 4 Pro cost $399. I decided to purchase it from GameStop, even though they are a bunch of thieves due to the fact that when you bring in your video games in for store credit, they give you pennies for it. I decided to buy the Pro from them because they have a pretty cool 2-year insurance policy, which means that if you decide to cough up $65 for that policy, they will replace your PlayStation 4 Pro on the spot if there is something wrong with it. And if you decide to purchase it from a particular GameStop, you don't have to go back to that GameStop. You could go to any GameStop as long as you have your receipt. So that's pretty cool. And the Pro comes with 3 USB ports. The original PlayStation 4 only came with 2. And the Pro, right, the USB ports, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. And the Pro comes with a digital audio output, which is very important if you're like me, who has a very nice headset. I have the Xbox Elite 800X headset, and what I did is I bought an optical splitter, which allowed me to use my headset, which is originally designed for the Xbox One. With that splitter that I bought from Amazon a while ago for about 13 bucks, I was able to use that splitter so that I can use my headset with 3 other consoles, which is my Xbox 360, now my Pro, and of course the Xbox One. So that being said, you definitely going to need the digital audio output option. If you decide to pick up the PlayStation 4 Slim, which costs $299, it does not have the digital audio output. So keep that in mind if you have an expensive headset. Alright, what else? Alright guys, I'm going to explain to you guys what I went through regarding hooking up my PS4 Pro for the first time. Well, I made an unboxing video yesterday, taking it out the box, etc., etc. As soon as I finished making that video, the first thing I did after I removed the PS4 from the box, I immediately removed the 1 terabyte hard drive that came with the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I put in my own 2 terabyte hard drive that I purchased from Amazon a while ago. That hard drive is, I think it's called a Samsung something something something. You can find it on Amazon for about $80 to $100, I believe, which is cool. It's a cool 2 terabyte hard drive, and I put that right into the PS4 Pro. Now, in order to install your own hard drive, you need to download this firmware. I hope I'm saying it correctly. You have to download some kind of application from the Sony website. When you go there, right, you have to scroll all the way down and then download the update, the application or whatever, to a thumb drive. It's about 840 megabytes if I'm not mistaken. And then you have to insert that into the Pro. But here's the funny thing. Let me, 1 second, I want to show you guys something. Here is the thumb drive, right? This thumb drive, I could not fit it inside the USB ports on the front of the PS4. It just couldn't go all the way in. So what I did is I hooked this up to the back of the PS4 Pro like I said, there are 3 USB ports, and I was able to hook it up to the back, and then the PS4 Pro recognized it. And then after I did that, then I was good to go. And just to let you guys know briefly how to do it, you just have to put the PS4 Pro on safe mode by holding down the PS4 button, the power button, and then you just have to scroll down, and then I forgot the name of the option where it says initialize your PlayStation 4 for the first time or something like that, and then you would just select the thumb drive, and then you're good to go. You just follow the instructions. So I'm just giving you a rough explanation about that. If you want to find out more detailed information about that, you can always go on YouTube. There are others that are more knowledgeable than me. And what else? What else? After I hooked up the hard drive, right? Uh, I had to set up my TV for 4K. I'll explain to you what I mean, right? I have a Sony 55-inch 4K HDR. The model number for that, just to let you guys know, I have that model number here somewhere. Is the XBR 55X930D, right? And what's so cool about this, right? You got to make sure that when you hook up your PlayStation 4 Pro for the first time, you have to go into your TV settings to make sure that your TV itself is displaying 4K. Now, those of you who have a TV like mine, I'm going to explain briefly how I did it. Well, the first thing I did is I had to go to the home part of my remote control and then scroll all the way down to where it says settings. And as soon as I went there, I'm doing it right now, you have to go to where it says external inputs. And then after you do that, you have to scroll all the way down, and I'm doing it right now, which says HDMI signal format. And underneath it, it says enhanced 4K HDMI signal format. After you do that, then you're going to select the input that your PlayStation 4 Pro is hooked up to, and then you have to select where it says enhance format. When you do that, then your TV and your PlayStation 4 are in union, meaning that the TV is pushing 4K to the PlayStation 4, and then the PlayStation 4 will recognize it. That's very important, because when I was trying to fire up Uncharted 4, it was saying that it detected the fact that the TV is not set for 4K, and there are people who are having issues. Every TV is different. The way that I just explained to you guys, this is based upon Sony Bravo TVs. Vizio, Samsung is a different story. You have to go into the settings and then try to figure that out. You have to go in there and then turn that on, which is very important. If you don't, then you will not be able to enjoy 4K. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, you won't be able to, you know what I'm saying. You won't be able to push out that 4K from the TV to the PlayStation 4. Now, what else? Now, I'm just going to go over 2 games, right? Shadow of Mordor and Rise of the Tomb Raider. What's cool about the PlayStation 4 Pro is that it's still a PlayStation 4. It's not a PlayStation 5. It's basically a console that will allow you to just turn on some bells and whistles. And I'll show you what I mean. Shadow of Mordor has 2 options. The first one is called Favor Resolution, which dynamically scales resolution up to 4K. Alright? If you want the 4K experience. Now, for those of you who do not have a 4K TV, there is the other option, which is called the favor option, which is the game will be locked to 1080p. However, the game quality, the game will increase graphical quality. Forgive me. So, in other words, that option is for those who don't have a 4K TV but want to really see their games pop. So, those are the two options for Shadow Mordor. Rise of the Tomb Raider has three options: high frame rate, which I love, which means that I'll be able to play Rise of the Tomb Raider in 60 frames per second, which looks beautiful. Enrich visuals, if you have a 4K TV and you just want the best, if you want, the graphics to look more detailed at 30 frames per second, and you have 4K resolution, which boosts the resolution to 4K, but the game will run at 30 frames per second. Now, at the end of my notes, it says, should you get the PlayStation 4 Pro? Now, here is my opinion. If you have a regular 1080p TV and you're not planning on purchasing a 4K anytime soon, then the PlayStation 4 Pro might not be for you. But if you're like me, who, let's just say you have a 4K TV, you cannot afford, if you have a 1080p TV, you cannot afford a 4K TV, but you're just like me when it comes to graphics. I'm real particular. I love, graphics. I just love graphics. Then the PlayStation 4 Pro is a good choice for you, because even though you won't be able to take advantage of the 4K resolution options within, certain games, at least there will be other options there for those who only have a 1080p TV. You see what I'm saying? But if you really want to, if you're thinking about getting a 4K TV and you don't have a PlayStation 4 at all, then definitely go for the Pro. Definitely. Rise of the Tomb Raider looks incredible. Shadow of Mordor looks incredible. I purchased Battlefield 1 yesterday, and it looks remarkable. And another thing too, when you decide to purchase a 4K TV, make sure that it has that HDR, because that HDR does make a difference when it comes to the lighting. I was playing a Shadow Mordor, and I was at this particular area, and then when I was moving my character towards the sun, the way the sun was just shining upon you, it was good. It was pretty awesome, actually. So that's my 2 cents about the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's a very, very cool console. It's what's interesting too is that ever since the Sega Genesis 32X, remember that? That was a separate piece of hardware that, made the Sega Genesis games look better, if I'm not mistaken. Well, ever since then, there hasn't been a time like this where, they released a new console within a generation, and then later on another console, which is more powerful. Microsoft is going to do the same with the Xbox Scorpio. But that's about it, guys. This is the Preacher Man signing out. I really hope that I answered, that I provided as much information as possible. Probably the only downside is that if you have a 4K TV, the hassle of trying to figure out how to, make it work with your PS4, that's going to be the only obstacle that's going to be in your way. But once you figure that out, it's all good. And if you, like me, who have a Sony TV already, and PlayStation 4 Pro is already made by Sony, as you know, they work together. So, and speaking of working together, when I turn on my PS4 Pro on with my controller, it turned my TV on, which was pretty cool. All right, guys, this is the Preacher Man signing out. God bless. Peace.